Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to get to help kick off our sessions this morning by introducing someone who I imagine is already familiar to most of you. So that should be a fairly easy job, I imagine. Jill Flynn was my coach when I went through the Winning New Business program a few years ago. And what I really remember about those sessions, in addition to the constant hope that Jill's video camera was going to suddenly self-destruct, apart from that, what I really remember about those interactions with Jill is the tremendous and unique value in her feedback as something of an external and outside party. We all have coaches and mentors within Deloitte, and I certainly cannot overstate the importance of those internal relationships in my own career, but Jill's feedback as someone who had never sat in a conference room with me, never watched me interact with clients and targets, was really uniquely encouraging and also uniquely thought-provoking, because her viewpoint may well have been the impression I was about to make on that next target, and I appreciated that. Jill is a founding partner of Flynn Leadership. Prior to founding the firm, Jill was a senior vice president with First Union, at the time the nation's fourth largest bank, now known as Wells Fargo. As part of her work in developing the company's leadership development and diversity programs, Jill was instrumental in really coaching over 100 high performers into senior leadership positions within the bank, and in so doing, significantly increasing the percentage of women in those leadership ranks as well. So, Jill, as always, it's a great pleasure to have you here with us today.
You've got your work cut out for you. You need to help each other become more politically savvy, among other things. Help each other start down a new track with these new rules. Help each other become empowered in your careers to think bigger and aim higher. I've got a personal challenge for each of you. First, I want you to pick a rule and break it. Pick one of your rules, one of the things that you expect of yourself, and break it. Don't pick 5, pick one. And do it successfully, then pick another one. Do it successfully. Think about your thinking. How is your thinking getting in your way? And how do you need to tell yourself a new story? Give yourself some other options. Secondly, I want you to lock arms and support each other. Where is my group from the very first Winning New Business class? A lot of, yeah. That very first class has always stayed together. They really have. And every year, a whole good representation from that class has always been here. That's an example of what I'm talking about. Not only do we need to socialize and like each other and want to be with each other, but we need to help each other. I have a story that Gail Evans told, and some of you have heard this, but it's pretty worth retelling. She worked at CNN. She was an executive vice president at CNN. She said there was a woman that was brought in from outside to do some sort of finance task. And this is a crazy story, but it's really true. The woman wore white shoes after Labor Day, which you don't do in the South. They were in Atlanta. You can only do it between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and then no more white shoes. So this woman wore white shoes all year round. And so people laughed because she was obviously oblivious to the fact that just wasn't an okay thing. That's one of those informal rules. Well, anyway, Gail finally heard all these people making little snide comments about this white shoes woman. And only thing anybody ever paid attention to was, did she wear her white shoes today? And so Gail finally decided, I'm going to go tell her. Nobody else is telling her, I'm just going to tell her. So she told this woman not to do it. Well, the woman, of course, threw their white shoes away, never wore them again, and actually, with Gail's help, learned a lot of the informal rules and the political savvy stuff about CNN and was successful, left CNN, went way on to be very successful, and was honored at a dinner at the Plaza Hotel in New York a couple of years ago and invited Gail to come because she told that story in her acceptance speech when she got this award. She said, Gail Evans stepped out for me and told me something. She didn't need to. She wasn't my boss. She wasn't anything. She was just my friend. She told me something that was really important, and I'll never forget it. So you can do things. You heard Nikki earlier today talking about 3 women in this room who had stepped out for her and really, really helped her. That is what we need to do. We have got to do it. You cannot make a big career and get to the top by yourself. You just cannot do it. You have got to have support, and you've got to have people you trust that will be honest with you and not judge you, but be honest with you. So think about that and take advantage of that in here today and tomorrow. You've got some women here that care about you. So lock arms and don't judge each other and help each other out. And lastly, you've got to stay the course. You will not get to the top of this firm overnight. You will not get to the top of this firm without stubbing your toe and hurting, skinning your knee. Somebody's going to need to help pick you up and dust you off and send you back out there. Stay the course. Persevere. What you're doing is hard, but it is attainable. It is attainable. I have no doubt that Deloitte can have a 30% of women at the top of this firm. I have no doubt that that can happen. So I want you to break a rule. I want you to lock arms and support each other, and I want you to stay the course. If you do that, you will be running this firm, helping to run this firm, hopefully before 2021. But you in this room should be running the tax practice. Some of you already are. But if you will do those 3 things I just asked you to do, you will end up in the 30% in top leadership. It'll be good for you. It'll also be good for other women coming behind you. It will be good for Deloitte, and it will be good for business. You can do it, and those of us at Flynn Heath Holt will be cheering you on all the way. Thank you.